Hey guys, rainy day out there. Thought I'd throw this together. I've seen some comments on different logins, and I was curious, what do you guys call this little guy? Never mind. Thought we'd keep the video kind of family friendly, because I know what I call that thing. I have several names for them. And occasionally, if I really have to use this thing any length of time, I'll string those names together. This thing here, personal opinion, is a little weapon, right? And I say that because, it really looks like one. And you got to reset these things, right? And they got that sharp little point. And yeah, you can get kind of clever with pushing them on a piece of wood, but inevitably, right, they're going to snap over, they're going to grab your finger, and they're going to chew a hole in your glove, and the creative names start evolving. The other thing that I found with these is there's enough weight to them, they physically weigh enough that when you do unhook it from the end of the log, if you just unhook it and let your tape recoil back in and it kind of comes through the brush slowly, it's really common for you to see it. What I've seen is that thing will hit a limb and wrap itself around a limb, and then you find yourself back there unwinding it. And you only do that a few times, and you figure, well, when I unhook it, we'll pull that hard enough so it clears all that brush, and then your tape is just going like crazy, wrapping that tape back up in, and this little guy comes up here and slaps you somewhere else. So, Soren Erickson showed me these little guys years ago, and I'll tell you what, they really do look nice. They really are nice. These things work really slick. I'll throw together some pictures, okay, on making one of these. And really, all you need is a bicycle spoke. I've gone to a bicycle shop, and they'll have handfuls of them that they've taken out of bikes. Okay, it's the perfect steel. They've got that little bit of spring to them. You can bend them around. And the process there, I'll put the pictures in, and you start with just a nail and a vise, bend it around that first bend. You take it from there, and I use the vice grip, the jaws themselves, as that little measuring device. Right, that's where I'm grabbing them, like so. You can see I'll do here, and you can see the picture also. But I simply grab a hold of them, set them up there, and then bend them over. And that jaw length seems to work really good to get the right size hook. From there, you can do it either way. You can take your end, those points, and use them on a wheel grinder, get that initial shape. I cut them at an angle with the wire cutters to get that point started. And then the real trick, I think, to using these and get them to work well is getting these points just to the right sharpness. If they're a little too sharp, then you can have a hook that you can't pop off the end of your log from a distance. If they're a little bit blunt, then you'll find the opposite, of course, the tension in your tape, and they can come off. The nice thing I like about them is you can find that sweet spot to where with just a little bit of practice, you can put the hook on, and I'll throw in a little video there showing you how you put the hook down on the end of the log. Put a little tension on it, and you'll get to know that if you're putting this on a piece of soft wood, pine, spruce, whatever, then you learn just how much tension to set, and it will hold. And you can use the same hook, frozen rock maple, you push it down the same way, and then I'll just put a little pressure on this one point going into the end of the log, and you can set it just a little bit. It's not 100%. Yes, occasionally it might come undone. But the trade-off, they really work nice. The nice thing is, I kind of think of this as almost like a, the fishing lures there, the weedless fishing lure, right? You kind of see the shape of it, And you can see how this thing is gonna come through the brush, and it very rarely gets hooked up on anything, right? Just because the shape is very light. And I can just pop it off the log, and then just the tape comes in very nicely. It's not wrapping you in the leg or anything. So, really easy to make, real cheap. Set your vise up, and make a half a dozen of them. They'll last you years. Don't forget the little wire, or the zip tie. A little zip tie around there. When you clip it over the end of your tape, on the eye on the end of your tape, make sure you put that little zip tie on there so you don't pop it off when you give it a tug off the log. Hope it helps, guys. Take care.